Over the last 10 years, Honda's won more U.S. News and World Report awards than any other brand. And now, for the second straight year, Honda's been named the best car brand for 2023. Come get your Honda today at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siga Lane.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Happy Monday. How are y'all?
Good on a Monday. Actually, coming off a weekend. Saturday was a little dicey, weather-wise.
Yeah.
Some spots you could do some stuff. Some spots again on Sunday that was decent. Are there even clouds out here as we think about a Monday? Look at this.
Not right now.
Okay.
That's good. There you go, right there. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank it,
A bit
Steve.
foreboding.
This was kind of like last week, if you remember back on Thursday. I was telling you enjoy Thursday because it's going to be really nice.
Right.
Kind
Yeah.
of brief.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy today while it's nice because we've got more kind of ugly weather on the horizon. But right now, plenty of sunshine over the capital city. That's our Sky 9 camera in Port Allen looking back towards the I-10 Mississippi River Bridge. And to Matt's point, not a cloud to be found in the sky. It was a cold start this morning. 38 for a low in Baton Rouge, 37 New Roads, so near north of the interstates, mid to upper 30s. We had temperature started out around 40 in Gonzales. We're starting to rebound a little bit with some sunshine, but it's still pretty cool out. Baton Rouge 45, Gonzales 46, New Roads at 43 right now. So certainly feeling like a January winter day here in South Louisiana. It'll start to feel more comfortable by and after lunchtime with plenty of sunshine. Mid-50s at noon, and your highs topping out in the low 60s today. So we'll keep it quiet today. We're giving you a first alert heads up to not only storms tomorrow, but an upgraded severe weather threat from what you might have heard about over the weekend. So with the latest outlook out early this morning, the Storm Prediction Center upgrading much of our area to a 3 out of 5 enhanced risk in the orange shading. So that's basically Lafayette, Baton Rouge, up to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, south and east of that line in the 3 out of 5 enhanced risk. And again, we've seen this a number of times over the last month or two. They've drawn the black hatching on the map as well, indicating that a strong tornado or two not out of the question on a regional scale, but still something we'll need to pay close attention to into the day on Tuesday and especially Tuesday night. All right, so let's jump ahead to tomorrow morning here on Future Radar. Tomorrow morning should start out quiet. With that, it'll be kind of chilly again. Starts out in the low 40s. But notice even through the morning hours, maybe as soon as mid to late morning tomorrow, a few showers starting to bubble up. That's noon on Tuesday. As we get into the afternoon, the next thing to track will be a warm front lifting inland from the Gulf of Mexico. Now, even though we've got this level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk of severe weather, there are still some question marks with regards to the severe weather potential. Number one, because it's so cool outside right now and we've got some pretty dry air in place, between now and say tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, how quickly can the atmosphere recover? How quickly can it warm up and see some of that moisture move back in? That warm front will help, but how far inland it kind of penetrates that'll be one factor that influences the severe weather potential. And then another thing will be the track of this area low pressure. In essence, the farther north and northwest it gets, actually, you would think maybe closer to us would be a greater severe weather potential, but actually the more north and northwest it kind of tracks of us, that would tend to enhance the severe weather potential. If it tracks a little bit closer to us, more of the severe weather might stay to our east. Right now, it looks like we're very much in play for that severe weather. Here we are, 9 o'clock Tuesday, and you can see a line of storms moving through. So really, it's a couple of potential things. Number one, by, say, mid to late afternoon tomorrow, there could be a strong storm or two as that warm front lifts inland. But we think the main threat is going to come in advance of a cold front tomorrow night. Those storms continue eastward. Here we are at midnight, and it should be near shortly after midnight that the severe weather threat ends. Our H-triple-R model does hang on to a little bit of rain overnight into Wednesday morning, but I think it's going to be not too long after midnight that most of it moves out. Now, one other factor to keep in mind tomorrow is even outside of storms, it looks like it's going to be a very windy day. So you probably heard the jet stream before, right? Where the planes fly, they kind of take advantage of some stronger winds. That's kind of the main jet stream in weather we have. We also refer to as the low-level jet stream. That's only about a mile above the ground. And tomorrow, it looks like that low-level jet stream is really going to be screaming overhead. And with that, some of those strong winds can translate down to the ground, even outside of storms. So here we are at noon. These are forecast wind gusts. You see some gusts in the 20s showing up by mid to late afternoon. Look at these numbers showing up, gusts in the 30s and even 40s. And again, this isn't necessarily tied directly to storms. So plan on a very windy day. And then as some of these storms move in tomorrow night, you can see the model pinpointing a pretty good area of gusts in the 40s and 50s. That's a big red flag, because sometimes models don't really pick up on these small scale wind gusts within thunderstorm cells, but the fact that it's generating a pretty big area of 40 to 50 plus mile per hour wind gusts, we need to watch that closely. Be ready for some strong winds, and you see how those continue eastward tomorrow night. In terms of the rain, the Weather Prediction Center showing for many of us 1 to 2 inches of rain on average, maybe a little bit less as you go south and east, and a bit more as you go north and west. I think rain amounts will be manageable for most of us, but it could be locally heavy at times. Today, as we said, enjoy it. Sunshine, even though it's a little bit cool, enjoy it. A nice day. Tomorrow, clouds are quickly back. By the afternoon, scattered showers and storms, but the worst of it tomorrow night. Wednesday, the rains are gone, but clouds are going to linger, and with that, high of only 52. Thursday and Friday, we're down into the 30s to start out. Highs continuing only in the 50s. Start to rebound a little bit by Saturday. Highs in the 60s with some clouds returning. Then it looks like another good rain chance Sunday, and we'll keep it unsettled into next week, but also maybe just a little bit milder, guys.
Not too bad. No extreme 70 or 80 degrees out of nowhere this week.
Right. The temperatures are certainly not going to be the issue. You're right, especially when we're focused on the strong storm potential for Tuesday.
Yep.
Cap, thank you, man. Appreciate it. So look, the forecast, again, always a headline maker down here. And when you talk about the potential for strong storms and getting ready for something on Tuesday, that would typically be like the headline maker. And it is a very important headline to pay attention to. But then there's something like this that steals all the headlines. The whole country talking about this, a mass shooting in Baton Rouge.
12 people injured.
My God.
12. That's a crazy number to think about, right? So when you talk about an overnight shooting at a nightclub, as Matt mentioned, that's perking up a lot of ears. In fact, our local news live, our national affiliate, they were just talking about this story. And we still don't know a lot. There's still a lot of questions about this situation that are unanswered. So I saw that you had cut some video from the scene here. This is what it looked like overnight Sunday. As police were actually already there at the nightclub working the event. So the police officers were on the outside, but we're told that the shooting actually happened inside. And you can imagine when a shooting happens indoors, chaos happens, and you don't know. People are running every which way. They still don't have a motive. They don't have a shooter. We just know that 12 people were injured.
12 people injured. And the last that we've heard from them, and we're working with investigators, obviously, to get the very latest to you, the last we heard was 9 of those injured appeared to be non-life-threatening, but 3 of them critical. So fighting for their life as these bullets were just flying around. And as you mentioned, inside, and it just turns to chaos quickly. And those 3 officers, as you talked about as well, on scene to just kind of police the event. A lot of the clubs do that. They make that entrance pretty quickly, but it is chaos. And they weren't able to put their eyes on a shooter because everything's going crazy. Right. But we also heard from investigators that they're working obviously with the club owner right now. Video surveillance is being poured over. Not just there, but they're looking at everybody's businesses around the area. Liz, this is one of those events where the grapevine starts to chatter real quick. And that makes it imperative on the community to be as much a part of this as possible. Pick up the phone and make a phone call to Crime Stoppers. That's truly where this thing could end up being solved. I
think you made a great point. And we mentioned this earlier this morning too. Even if you were not there that night, the community talks, and the chief is hoping that somebody will talk, maybe to get that Crime Stoppers anonymous reward, maybe to just call in and say, look, I know something here, I'm going to anonymously report it. Right. That could help for this investigation because there were so many moving pieces, so many different things involved, people taking themselves to the hospital, and so among all of those things, there's got to be more tips to help investigators solve some of this.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. So if you can, make that phone call. It's just crazy to think that was one of a few mass shootings around the country. Another one at Shreveport. Obviously, the mass casualty mass shooting out in Los Angeles as well. So This is grabbing a lot of headlines here and across the country.
Crime, obviously, ongoing conversation about how it's worsening in many cities across the nation. And here in town, a lot of folks want to know what our local leaders are doing to curb crime and how to limit the amount of things that we're seeing.
Right.
So today, that may be one of the many topics we expect EBR Mayor President Sharon Weston-Broom to address in her second State of the City address.
Yeah, kind of a part 2.
Yeah.
Right? And so this is obviously set up well before this weekend and the events of this weekend. And so, you know, the first part, the second part, where does she divide up the issue of crime and how to tackle that kind of a thing, regardless of whatever was planned for this particular part 2, you know, a look ahead, that kind of thing, regardless of whatever was planned. You have to imagine that this weekend's events are now going to make it into that address. Right. Doors open at 6-ish. Everything gets going about 6:30. With this State of the almost said State of the Union, rolls off the tongue, the State of the City. Yeah. So what are the conversations from the mayor? What is she seeing? What is the conversation she's having with others? Expected to all be a part of it.
Especially when you talk about the mayor and the chief who were in the hospital with the families of those victims last night and tonight. And so it's a lot to process. A lot of people want answers, not only in that incident, but crime overall across the city. Correct. There's still a lot of unsolved homicide cases. There's still a lot of unsolved shootings that, again, people would like answers to.
Right.
So we'll
Stepping
see.
up to the microphone. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of, this goes back a little ways, a crime from a couple of years ago, I guess at this point, not quite. But Aaron Morgan, in court, should be right about now.
Yeah, actually, Dion Guillory is in the courtroom as we wait to find out exactly what's going to happen with his sanity hearing. So the latest update was the last time Aaron Morgan was before a judge. This, of course, for the incident stemming from that wild headline a while back. You remember it was multiple crime scenes involved, shooting family members and then shooting other people, shooting into vehicles around the Alexander Marketplace off of Highland.
Yeah, crazy.
So today we're hoping to see, will this move forward? Will this move to a trial case depending on what the judge determines on whether Aaron Morgan is determined to be sane?
That's the whole idea of what today's trial is all about. But it's, you think, you know, we were in the business and we see the face, we know the name, and so the story about what happened, alleged by detectives, kind of comes rushing back. But yeah, when you talk about, maybe the viewers don't know all of that, but yeah, alleged to have killed his grandmother, alleged to have attacked his own mother, alleged to have attacked 3 other people. So there's a lot to go through for the judge, and he takes all that stuff in. They take all that stuff in. We'll let you know. But as you mentioned, Dion, literally in the courtroom right now.
We'll get some updates by noon.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so all that's going on. Okay, this is going on beginning today. We talked about it last week. Like, get ready for it, tax season.
We reminded you, get all of your documents in order. Maybe you made some charitable donations, or maybe you made some big purchases, or maybe you had a new job, a new career that puts you in a different income bracket. All of that, especially important this year, because a lot of those tax codes may be change depending on what your financial circumstance is. So you may be deciding this year, do I need to get a tax professional or can I still file myself? A lot of questions to ask this tax season.
Truly, and we've got some of the resources right here waiting for you. When you talk about maybe a potential new job and a new tax bracket, you could have the exact same job and still be in a new tax bracket. They've literally changed all that, right? And so, you know, the tax returns are not going to be the same, no more stimulus money from the pandemic. So there's a lot going into this that we've talked about. Do you need a little bit of help to file? Can you still manage it yourself? Whatever that answer is, some resources are waiting for you right here. State is beginning to allow those returns beginning today. IRS allowing the federal returns beginning today as well.
So if you're ready, you can go ahead and knock them both out. And remember, the deadline to file your federal taxes extended this year. We've got until April 18th to do it, as opposed to the regular April 15th. They're giving you 3 more days. 3 more days.
Thanks, I tell you what, in my house right now, the two big file boxes have been moved into the living room.
Y'all are ready.
It is. So over the course of the next week or so, getting everything in order. But yeah, it's whenever those file boxes move to the living room, I literally just pick them all up. I'm like, yeah, it's that time. So yeah, whatever you got to do to kind of get ready, now's the time.
Pro tips, stay organized. That's going to help immensely when it comes to figuring out what you need come tax filing time. Ooh, so maybe when you're done filing your taxes, reward yourself with a nice 3-course meal. Oh, steak du jour, everybody.
Callie came back. So when Callie Hubbard was doing the story this morning, and actually was able to take a couple bites of some good stuff from the steak and the shrimp there, and we asked her which one was better. She didn't hesitate. Like, the steak was amazing. I mean, everything's good, right? Yeah. But then our photographer, Brandon Shackelford, as well walked in. He's like, that steak was amazing.
Wow.
So now,
Oh.
Starting to
salivate
starting
here.
to go. But now's the time. What a
Yes.
great week. What a great
Yeah.
opportunity for everybody to get out there. Maybe go to a restaurant they haven't tried.
Yep.
Right? 3-course meal. A lot of fun.
Limited prices too.
Yeah.
Reduced prices,
I know
I'm
what you're
sorry.
saying.
Yes, so this is a great time. As you mentioned, if you're trying to figure out, well, I've been wanting to try out this place.
Right.
And remember, anytime you go out and eat as a part of Dig's Baton Rouge Restaurant Week, as long as you snap a photo of your meal, post it to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and use the hashtag EatBR, the food bank will receive $2 of your meal. And that's big.
huge.
When you talk about $1, $2, and for
$2.
everyone that's going to do that, such an easy way to get involved and help out the food bank.
You
by
get to
eating.
eat. The food bank eats.
Yes.
They get to let other people eat. Eat.
Everyone's feasting.
Eat BR, absolutely. Dig BR's Restaurant Week. So I actually have some restaurants I want to try out.
Ooh.
Actually, the one that Callie was at this morning.
Okay.
I'd like to get
I
out there and
mean,
give you- I know.
that's a good sell.
She came back selling it.
Yeah.
So yeah, jump online right now. It's all waiting for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. Who you got over here? Oh yeah, the Plus.
Yeah.
This is where we are.
All the things.
All the
Maybe
fun stuff.
you could try one of those places and report back.
Like
so
right now?
Yeah. Breakfast? You think any of them are doing 3-course breakfast? Is that an option?
I don't know. I'm in. We do
A
early.
3-course
We do
breakfast
early.
sounds
I could do
awesome.
steak at 7 in the morning.
Look,
I mean, the
you
body's
were
a little bit
telling
weird.
me-
You know, it kind of gets going a little bit sooner than normal.
Listen.
Steak and
On
daiquiris.
9 News Now, you never know what type of foods we're talking about because our schedule is so weird that
We
you
are
really
weird.
could eat anything at any time of day. Like you were
Yeah.
saying, steak and eggs. That sounds delicious too.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, Friday morning for breakfast was Girl Scout cookies and king cake.
You were. And then we crashed by what, 1 o'clock? Yeah.
Whatever
Sugar
happened to those guys?
overload.
I thought I'd coming to a
they
couch near you. Yeah, crash hard.
Pretty useless after 1.
Yeah. Okay, a few things to make you smile.
Yes.
This one maybe didn't start out as a smile event.
Yeah.
But maybe kind of got there. A dolphin that needed a little bit of rescue. I'm a big fan of the flippers. So this is a creek, Clearwater, Florida, right? So according to the marine aquarium there, they said the rescuers were monitoring this kind of lone dolphin, had been monitoring them since like January 1st, until NOAA, that's the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, determined that, animals' best interest to actually intervene. A lot of times they kind of just stand back, right? And let the animals figure out what they need to do.
Looked like the dolphins in pretty good
nature
shape.
take its course kind of a thing.
Didn't look like he was
But
having issues.
they
It's
decided they
just
were going to step in
long-term,
to
it's not
help
great
them
to
out
have the dolphins
and
in
get the
the
animal
area.
out of the area.
We saw you
So
were
you
going
kind
to
of see some of the
encourage
video
that
right there,
area
like
to get it
nearly 30 people making eventually what turns into be a human chain in a residential creek, there you see, to lead the animal back to an area where it could access the bay. And then ultimately the Gulf of Mexico, kind of lined up in that creek, creating that visual and actually a sound barrier. Go figure. Dolphins are protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act, so this was important. This is why you can't just jump in there and just start hurting it and just, that kind of thing. So they had to be careful about it, but they really tried to be good humans. Good.
With the information that we provided, nobody really had any concerns except from. So we didn't want to see anyone attempting to feed or change.
Dolphins are known for like swimming with humans, so clearly not as much fear around that, especially when you're not threatening. You're all aligned, you're not approaching it quickly or making any sudden movements. But the fact there to guide him out in that narrow little opening is pretty incredible.
The noise from trucks and cars going over the bridge is kind of a sound barrier for the dolphins.
They're probably smarter than we all are.
Give it enough motivation to go
in the water again.
I believe it.
Where are you trying to push me? This way? All right, fine.
I guess I'll go.
I just wanted to go up a little bit.
Wait, are y'all playing? What's going on?
Exactly. But they made it.
Near part of our
Good
line.
humans.
And for a second, we were worried that
Okay.
maybe it
Collect
had
some trash
broken our
while
line.
we're
I was about to say, wait, what
We actually
is
had to
underneath
quick
all that
turnaround.
debris?
A 2-for-1 deal.
Thought about
Yeah.
it for a second,
Okay.
and then
Trash
as
and
we
get the
looked
dolphin going.
through the bridge, we could
That's a good story.
That
Clearwater,
is.
Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, nationwide though. Today we're celebrating National Handwriting Day.
Okay.
When was the last
we
time?
were talking about that,
Yeah, because whenever you talk about handwriting, cursive is always a big part of the conversation, right? When was the last time you actually wrote something in cursive or signed in cursive?
I was telling Matt, I do it, with greeting cards or and when I'm writing a card to my wife, you try to write a couple of lines, but chances are I don't think she can read it better. So might be defeating the purpose. And I was saying I kind of I miss having that skill. it's just not, you don't do it on a daily basis and it goes away.
Right.
It is one of those things you have to practice.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the only thing I do anymore with cursive is, like you said, a signature.
Signing a check.
But my kids, are in a Louisiana school, and Louisiana has a little requirement with cursive, so my kids are learning it.
I love that. I really do. And I think there is a greater purpose than just wasting time in learning this just for the sake of learning it. But there is something special about connecting the words. Oh no, not Toadzilla.
That was a good one last week. That's a good one.
Oh, I'm glad Joe caught
Toadzilla
that.
taking cursive?
Why aren't those kids running if Toadzilla's in the room?
No, they had to write a letter to it maybe to make it go away.
You never know.
Yeah, but again, with you're seeing tablets and computers there.
Yep.
You really don't think about how much you need to write until you're sitting down and writing a letter to mom or writing a card to grandma. You know, it's nice to get a handwritten note now and then, but I love that you were saying earlier is that sometimes when you connect the letters together, physically your mind is able to read the word better. I never thought about that until you brought that up.
It's something you'll find those who teach students with dyslexia or dysgraphia, that kind of thing, they believe, and they've shown that cursive, the ability to literally connect the words, allows that connection to happen a little bit better in the brain as well. So you write the word, you perceive the word and what it means just a little bit better. And so, there's some real science behind it. It's not just a fancy way to put pen to paper.
Yeah, I think our story this morning said it stimulates more neurons in the brain.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there's a good, legit reason to do it.
Okay.
Steve was saying, you know what, we should all take like 5, 15, 10, 20 minutes a day and like practice it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it's always you always come with these things. I'm going to get better at, or I'm going to do that this year.
Right.
One of the things I've always had in the back of my mind, like for several years, is take a few minutes each day and practice. But I have.
I know. Life just kind of takes over and it gets.
It'd be a good skill to get back.
I think so too.
You're right.
All right. Do you guys have any skill with Lego?
I wish I did.
My kids love Lego.
Really?
Absolutely. They'll do like centerpieces, like huge Lego builds.
I wonder if they can compete with this kid.
Okay.
Because what he did was pretty incredible.
Okay.
Check this out. So a teen from Maine just set a world record with his Lego building skills. This is 13-year-old Cooper Wright, and he found out last month he officially holds the title for the largest Lego set. Set has, get this, almost 12,000 pieces.
Oh, pearl.
And he finished it in just over 9 hours.
Whoa.
It takes me 9 hours to do like the 100-piece set.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
I don't even know if I could do that.
You ain't lying.
Wow.
My kids love Lego, and they just, it's funny, they'll get it for Christmas every year, but 12,000 pieces?
That's pretty impressive.
And how much money are mom and dad spending on 12,000
That's a good,
pieces?
Legos
real.
are not cheap. The whole
very
set.
real.
Listen, Johnny, so when the state fair comes around, they always have a STEM Lego building competition where they give kids a random bucket of Legos. Like, you don't know what type of parts are in there, and they said, go. You've got like 15 or 20 minutes to build. And Johnny gets to MC this and see all the different ways these kids are coming up with different contraptions and how their mind works. It is cool to think of that. Wow.
There's just something about Lego that creates, it just enables that. It just gets the mind going, thinking literally outside of the box. I remember back in the day when I was a kid playing Lego, I always had the car, the big truck that would have the ramp that would fall down, and that would have another car, the ability to go up in it. Yeah. That was always my go-to build.
Yeah.
It was never like a set build from the store, but I'm like, I'm just going to make a, what are you going to make today? I don't know, maybe a truck that a car can ride into. Did you do that yesterday? I did. I'm gonna do it again.
And I'm proud of it.
It's just fun. And I get a kick out of the fact that my kids like it.
It's fun until you step on it.
Oh God, I can only imagine as parents.
You are not lying.
Both of you, for as parents as girls, are girls playing with Legos as much
Mine
as
too
boys
are.
Really?
They really do. It is when I say we had like centerpiece kind of stuff. Like huge Hogwarts castle, or a set from Friends, Central Perk, that they all worked on together.
Cool.
Together is key, and that's not always a fun thing. Sometimes it's like, but so it's kind of neat.
Okay,
it's kind of neat.
All right, 13-year-old Guinness World Record
Good for him, man.
Lego set holder.
It's busy.
All right, maybe he'll make his parents some money. Make it back for him.
There you go. Pay for the Lego. Need to know the forecast going forward. Today, as Steve mentioned, kind of a good day. Take advantage of it because it changes tomorrow.
Yeah, today looking pretty nice. Tomorrow, get ready for the storms, especially late in the day and tomorrow night. Some of those could be strong to severe, so make sure you have a way to get warnings.
Now's the perfect time to discover the enhanced Mazda CX-5, named the 2022 IIHS Safety Pick Plus Award winner, its highest safety award honor. Choose from over 55 CX-5s available at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.